Deco's unannounced stop in Croatia has pundits and fans suddenly leaning in. A single photograph, a brief exchange, and the name Rafael Belinho moved from obscure academy chatter into the spotlight overnight. The meeting itself was simple. Barcelona's sporting director met the teenager and his father at a Zagreb hotel, posed for a photo, and left enough breadcrumbs for scouts, journalists, and supporters to begin asking whether this was casual courtesy or the first chapter of a long-term plan. Belinho, a 2009-born attacking midfielder who grew up between Rio de Janeiro and Croatia, already carries a unique profile. Technically refined from his Brazilian roots, shaped by European academy discipline at Dinamo Zagreb, and small in stature but explosive in movement. He frequently operates centrally as a number 10, and on the right, cutting inside onto his left foot to create space and threading low, incisive passes that split lines. Observers note a razor-sharp first touch that allows him to buy the critical half-second needed to make decisive choices in congested areas, the kind of attribute scouts love in players who can affect high-tempo possession systems. This buzz around the meeting gains serious weight when you factor in the presence of agent Andy Barra, a figure who has previously built bridges between Dinamo products and Barcelona. Names like Dani Olmo and Joan Garcia are part of that shared history. That existing rapport matters. In talent recruitment, relationships smooth logistics, open doors for training visits, and sometimes accelerate negotiations once a club decides to move. Still, it's crucial to hold expectations in check. Barcelona's priority this summer, according to the club's visible strategy, remains Cardoso Vela, a player they plan to sign when he turns 18, and a meeting or photo does not automatically translate into a formal bid. What it does signal, however, is a continued active scouting effort by Deco and the sporting department. Barcelona are not waiting idly for the big name. They are hunting for the next generation of difference makers, and Belinho fits the profile of the kind of low centre of gravity, high-skill creator clubs covet. On the pitch, Belinho compensates for lack of height with clever body positioning, quick changes of direction, and an ability to shield and recycle possession under pressure, which makes him comfortable in congested midfield corridors. He demonstrates tactical maturity beyond his years, knowing when to accelerate an attack and when to reset play, and these instincts reduce the learning curve when a youngster transitions to a more demanding team environment. For Barcelona, whose identity hinges on technical IQ, quick passing and positional intelligence, a player with those traits is naturally interesting. Yet there are practical considerations. He's young, still developing physically, and youth moves across borders come with regulatory and integration hurdles. Barcelona must balance the lure of an early acquisition against patience for development and the club's long-term plans for La Masia graduates and external recruits alike. If this meeting evolves into anything more concrete, expect a sequence: increased scouting presence at Dinamo matches, potential training invitations, and negotiations that track not just talent but logistics, nationality, paperwork, and the player's personal readiness. Andy Barra's involvement could accelerate introductions, but precedent suggests the club will remain measured. Prior relationships open channels but don't dictate outcomes. For supporters, the image of Deco and a smiling teenager is enough to spark hope and debate. Is this the beginning of a new homegrown story, or merely a warm greeting between footballing acquaintances? Either way, it announces Barcelona's intention. They are actively searching and willing to engage with young talent beyond familiar markets. In the coming weeks and months, the key signals to watch will be clearer. Will Barcelona send coaches to Zagreb, invite Belinho for a development stint, or merely keep tabs while Cardoso Vela remains the priority? For Rafael himself, the pathway is still being written. He's a young player with the technical tools and the right environment to blossom, but the leap from academy standout to Barcelona prospect is a long one that requires time, guidance, and the right decision. This meeting in Croatia matters because it puts him on Barcelona's radar in a formal way. And when Deco is involved, on the radar can quickly translate into concrete plans. Stay tuned, because a quiet photo can be the beginning of a very loud story. The next chapter in Barcelona's relentless search for the talent that will shape their future.